discovered a very interesting issue with my writing this week. You know how I like to write more than one project at a time?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
I discovered if I'm writing two projects that are far too similar, like on the same planet, that
Mm-hmm.
I cross my characters in my head and I miswrite one of them.
That's a terrible idea. That sounds like a terrible thing.
Yes, I need to keep them on different planets.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of rewriting that you have to do.
It's a little rough. But luckily, my beta readers caught it. They're like, what's going on here?
That is very, very funny that you say that because I can only focus on one project. I will have times when my brain goes to a different story and then I will write it down and to be like, okay, shoo, go away. Now focus back on this one. Because you know what does happen is, so for example, last year I was working on my baking show. But the year before that, I was working on my Netherlands book. And so I was writing my baking show, but then I gave my Netherlands book to a beta reader and they came back and then I started editing Netherlands again and I was like, wait, who are these characters? What are their motives? What are their objectives? I already forgot. I'm not focused on you anymore. These are my focused people now. I had to go almost like back in the archives and then I was like, oh, okay, who are these people? Where's my sticky notes?
It sure does get messy sometimes.
The joys of being a writer.
So what are you drinking today?
I feel because we have such a special episode today, I have to go to my roots of South Africa and drink the rooibos tea.
I went to my favorite that sneaks into pretty much any book that I write, hot chocolate.
Ooh. You can never go wrong with hot chocolate is what I'm saying. Well, let's get this show on the road. Hey ho, let's go. Hello everyone and welcome to Tea and Tales. I'm Madeline Now.
And I'm Sarah Sampson. Thank you so much to all of our listeners and viewers for commenting, sharing, and tuning in to us. We especially want to thank Arnold Kraft Sherman and Marsha Ralston. Today is an exciting episode for me because we have a guest, and that guest happens to be my husband. Welcome to Russ Sampson.
Hello.
You've heard me talk about him. You've heard me brag about him. And now you get to see him.
Unfortunately
I'm
for
just
him,
here for the food.
Yes. We were kind of forced onto this episode. I actually wanted to have this episode like last season, but then we kind of need to do some shipping and some stuff like that. So I'm so glad we were actually able to do this.
Today's episode is called Snack Attack. We have decided to send snacks to each other. My favorite snacks from the United States to Nell. Nell's favorite snacks to us. And some of Nell's snacks are not safe for my allergies, so I brought an extra taste tester to help out with that.
Not allergic to anything.
I felt bad for you, Sarah, because I did live in America. So I have had a majority of American snacks and food and stuff like that. So for you to actually give me stuff that I haven't had, I was like, accept the challenge, Sarah, because fun times.
Some of you out there may be thinking right now, why are we eating snacks on Tea and Tales? If you are a writer, you need to add spice to your novels in the form of cultural grounding. And a lot of that can come in the foods that you give your people to bring in reality to life. If they're walking through a market, what smells are they smelling? If they're going by somebody's house, what are they serving?
Exactly. Plus, as a writer, I snack all the time when I have writer's block, when I go down rabbit holes, when I'm procrastinating.
I look at my husband because guess who buys me most of my snacks in November?
Isn't that nice of him? I have to buy my own snacks. Okay, so you're going to grab that box of yours, Sarah.
I'm going to grab it. Yep, okay.
It's quite a nice box. It even has the continents of Africa on it.
It does. So Rose has chosen our first South African snack.
Okay, what
Mini
is it?
classic coconut biscuits.
I have to brush my teeth now before I can kiss her again.
Big sacrifice. So tennis biscuits are amazing.
I can definitely smell the coconut. That's for sure. There's like a cinnamon in there. Aftertaste, 100% coconut.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting flavor.
Okay, so Ross, your tennis biscuits, was it a yay or a nay?
Yeah, I'd eat them again.
Okay, cool. We use tennis biscuits when we make tarts. So if we make like, for example, a cremora tart, or if we make like a peppermint crisp tart or something like that, we love to use it as a base. Last year, I wrote a novel that is a baking show. And so naturally, I have to incorporate a South African challenge because I was like, that's how people learn about South African food. And so I actually had a peppermint crisp tart as a challenge.
This one is another kind of biscuit. It's a shortbread biscuit.
Yes.
I like shortbread.
Yeah. Biscuits are very versatile in writing, too.
Very true.
Ooh, that's very light.
I know, right?
Wow, fluffy.
It just hit like the addiction button. Those are mine. You're not touching them.
That was pretty
Okay.
good, not gonna lie.
Should I try one?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like Halloween and I can just look in my pocket and see what I have in here. In my bag. Ooh. Okay, so I've actually seen this, but I've never taken one to eat myself. Okay, so this is a Chewy Dips from Quaker. Ooh. This reminds me of like almost a muesli type of, I almost want to say bar. Real chocolate chips. Ooh, okay, so let's try this.
Only thing that I think would make this better is if it was not American chocolate.
You know, I 100% agree with you. I 1000% agree with you. I'm always a fan of chocolate. So if there's chocolate covered with anything, that's an immediately yes for me. I feel that. Ooh! Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's almost like Rice Krispies inside with oats, I want to say.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I can eat this. This is like a nice on-the-go bar, I almost want to say. So if you're like in a
I
hurry.
usually take like 2 or 3 of them with me though because I can't stop at one.
Nice. So, yeah, a writer ideas. If your character is in a hurry, they could just grab themselves a Chewy Dips bar. Okay, so this is a yay.
Well, the
for
thing
me.
I like about that too is if you think about your culture's time period, there is granola from back hundreds of years ago, but they would wrap it in a wax paper or in a cheesecloth or something like that instead. So,
It identifies the technology level for whatever your book is.
Mm.
Because oftentimes, if you're writing a horse, it's like, okay, they're digging into their pocket. Are they pulling out a cell phone or are they pulling out a handful of seeds?
That is very true.
all right, so these
I have no idea what it is.
Fizzers.
Ooh, a
Fizzers.
fizzer.
cream soda flavored fizzer.
Oh, I like cream soda.
Okay, so maybe you should have the cream soda one.
You have the cream soda, I have the strawberry.
So, fair warning, it is chewy. So, use your good side
Okay.
of your teeth, you know.
All my teeth are the good side. What do you think about?
It's sticky.
Oh, it's flaky.
My it was too big.
So it has a very close flavor to the melon soda that you get in Japan. Very similar flavor. There's like a flaky crust and then taffy in the middle.
The more I chew, the more it turns into a taffy-y sort of thing. This is very strawberry. I love it when there's a lot of flavor.
There you go. Sharing is caring.
And when you want to describe something, you want to describe the flavor. And I actually have a culture of mine that everything is super, super sweet. And so I can't just say it's sweet because everything's sweet.
Getting stuck in my teeth.
Yep, that's the joy of a fizzer.
It's good.
Alrighty, let me see. Our next one. So, Sarah, I don't know if you hate me or not, or I don't understand what is happening here, because what in the ever-loving fluffing fuffing is the
Oh, yes.
There it is.
is the scorpion in my lollipop?
Okay, so these are a treat from Arizona.
So the fun thing is Arizona is obviously culturally impacted greatly by Mexico because it's right there on the border. And in Mexico, it is very often the case that they take their sweets, including lollipops, and add a little bit of spice.
In the form of bug.
You have nothing to fear.
I feel there's a scorpion in here.
I know.
Oh, but it's just a little one.
Oh my god.
Once you get past the mental picture of the scorpion,
Mhm.
the flavor is amazing.
So I'm from South Africa. I don't even eat Mupani worms. Okay, but you know what? This is what I always say. So I love traveling. I love going to different countries, and it has broadened my mind so much. You can't judge unless you tasted it. So yes, I shan't judge until I try it. Okay, but now there's a few flavors here though. There's a banana, there's an apple, there's a strawberry, and there is a blueberry. Which one should I try?
I like the blueberry, but that's just me.
Wait, no, let's see which
I'd go
scorpion
apple, but
looks the
blueberry's good.
least frightening. Let's maybe start with that.
Well, see, and my thought process sending them to you is you have 3 to give to your friends and torture them as much as I'm torturing you. So you can spread the
look at this
cultural
scorpion.
joy.
He's literally sitting on the stick. It's like he's staring at me. He's like wanting revenge.
My favorite part about this is if you ever have characters traveling to a different country and you get that kind of reaction, like you have to remember, or you discover, the character tells you, I hate anything green. What is this?
I can't judge a book by its cover. Let's try this. It was nice knowing you all. So, okay, here's the question though. So, when you suck it, if you eventually get to the scorpion, just continue sucking until you suck everything off of the scorpion and you eat like the scorpion last?
I like eating the scorpion with it because it gives it flavors.
If I eat it with the lollipop, then it both would be crunchy. So then I basically won't even know I'm eating a scorpion. I see what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It's okay. So I'm taking the blue one.
You can do it.
Okay. Let me just suck it first.
She
Gets a
looks
good
terrified.
flavor.
He does.
I don't want to do this. Okay, fine.
I feel like this is something one of my more conniving characters would do just to haze all their friends.
Okay. Oh, how about you guys try something while I try to suck this off? Because it's very hard.
Sounds great.
What is this?
I have no idea. That's the fun.
Bar 1.
Or what?
Energy for a 25-hour day. Oh boy.
Okay, so taste the
Chocolate,
chocolate though.
nougat, caramel. I'm double checking for Sarah's safeness. Palm shea nut. This is all you.
Oh.
Have fun with it.
It's like a it's good. It tastes like a flattened Rolo with extra thick covering of chocolate.
I found the food. The head is next, so
Did
I'll
you
just
eat
keep on
said foot?
chowing. Okay.
So he's liking this. I love Rolos, so that makes me kind of sad I can't have that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually thought you were going to say it tastes similar to a Mars bar.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's
The
cracking again.
the nugget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So is that a yay or a nay?
Oh,
Well, he
So
keeps
for
on
all
eating it.
yays on your side.
He keeps on eating it. Just gonna... Okay, try next one. Hey, Smarties. Smarties is the best.
These are the English Smarties, the
Mhm.
original Smarties, the ones that came before the American Smarties.
Mm-hmm.
well, this is the original.
Yeah, they're supposed to be a lot like M&Ms, but better.
Much better.
Okay,
You know what? It has a little tab that says press here, and I just ignored it.
I noticed.
Honestly, Sarah, can't you
Okay.
follow instructions?
Why would I follow instructions? I'm a rule breaker. Okay, here
It
we
looks
go.
like an oddly shaped M&M.
It does.
Mhm.
I should check these before I go eating them.
Oh, I thought you already had
I hadn't. These have shea as well.
Huh? Okay, I'm eating it.
candy hard shell.
So this shea is something that I have discovered is new. Oh, look at that look.
Oh, what'd you get?
Does it taste better or are you just scared?
It tastes fine. Like, I just ate the head. But it,
Okay.
because I'm chewing it, thank you. No, what's that?
Extra protein.
It was sweet, and then all of a sudden, something happened. I don't know if I like it or not. I'm trying to figure out what it tastes like. It's not bitter, but it's not spicy either. I guess I will have to eat another bite to find out. Okay, so back to the Smarties. What do we think?
It's like the not as good version of an M&M.
Pardon?
It's like M&Ms were perfected what Smarties were.
I'm gonna unfollow you. Like, what is this?
I'm sorry.
So, Smarties is amazing, but it's so expensive nowadays for such small things.
Let's give you a better flavor in your mouth.
Oh my gosh, you spoiled me, Sarah. Okay, so
Until
here I
just
have
consider
some M&M's. Ross's favorite, apparently. Okay, so
Those
it's
aren't just
caramel.
plain M&Ms, though.
No, it says caramel.
You'll see what I mean.
So, ooh, it's chewy. It's chewy on the inside. I thought it was going to be like a liquidy consistency. But no, M&M's, I don't know why, but I always feel like there's alcohol in it. I know.
Alcohol?
Like, that is
Really?
the taste that I get from M&M's. And I don't know whether it's in, like, the coating or in the chocolate.
I have never heard that before.
Just goes to show you, each person has different taste buds.
For sure.
But now I want one of my characters to be addicted to an alcohol chocolate.
I think
Oh,
I understand
yes.
what you're saying, though,
Mhm.
because there was one time I toured a brewery. They gave us chocolates, and I did not realize when I popped it in my mouth that it was a whiskey chocolate, and it was stupid good.
I love M&Ms. No, they're very nice. And they're just fun to like have in your pocket and pop in your mouth. If you decide to write a certain character from a certain country, say for example South Africa, you have to really think about how that person experiences food. Because for example, I think that in America, where I lived, with the families that I've lived with, the people that I've went to, like they didn't eat like super spicy food. So for them,
Yeah.
I almost want to say in quotation marks, bland food is their norm. Whereas in South Africa, we have such a big variety of cultures here. And so we have a lot of Indian influence. We have a lot of different spice influence that we have in our culture. Naturally, we love spicing up our food. And so that is our norm. I think that is one thing that you have to kind of have in mind when you do decide to write a character. Ooh, wine gums. You have to show the people, Ross, what wine gums look like. Wine gums are the best, but there's no wine in it, so you're fine.
That's a hard candy, so it should be safe, because usually those are safe.
Oh, no, it is a gummy.
It is a gummy, yes.
It's like a hard gummy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really work your jewels.
That's going to set off my TMJ.
Ooh,
But it tastes good.
it is chewy.
I do like it. I want to try a green one.
Green one.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah, I like the green.
That's like a lemony, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a really,
Black
really
one.
light black licorice sort of a...
Oh, I don't do black licorice.
It's not licorice.
I love those things.
I would not eat it if it's
It's
licorice.
not, but it like has the same tang as black licorice, but with the flavor of fruit. These are good.
Yeah.
The flavor is
Eh.
kind of...
They're so.
The flavor of this one is a lot more mild.
Mm.
I like the stronger flavor of the other ones, but I could see this as being like I just need something in my mouth sort of a moment, you know?
Yeah.
If you have a character that loves that kind of textures and stuff, they could just be munching on them while they're doing things, you know?
I don't chew them. I tend to sock them, actually. What's nice is, like, when I used to write exams, then I would have some of them in my pocket, and then I would eat them while I'm writing exams. If I was studying for, let's say, English, and I was eating wine gums while I was studying for English, if I eat wine gums and I'm writing my exams, then I'm kind of in the same vibe, and then all those memories come back to me. So that might be a thing to think about for a character. Okay,
It's her turn.
so I mean, I've had this before, but Sarah was so nice, and she bought it for me because I just asked her to. Because I love minty stuff, but there's a specific type of mint that I love. Okay, so I love peppermint crisp chocolate in South Africa because it's just like, ooh, yummy. And so naturally, okay, so this is a York chocolate.
Classic.
Yes, and so I can't remember how I stumbled upon it. It's just so amazing because it has the chocolate on it, and then if you open it up, oh, you can just smell the mint.
That kind of mint patty is like a party favor patty or something like that. So you'd keep them like at the end of a dinner party. And so you think about things like that you have just a bowl of them sitting there. And so after everybody's eaten their dinner, they can eat a mint patty that freshens your breath for the rest of the evening while you're chatting and mingling, things like that.
Speaking of mints, I think you guys have a mint.
Speaking of mints, these are
He's dying to try your mints here.
candy-coated mint.
Oh, yay.
So we have two types of mint. So that is a chewy mint. And then we have like a mint that is like a hard mint that you have to suck or you almost break your teeth. But I like the chewy ones. They are fun too.
It reminds me of a Mentos, but with a slightly different mint
Texture.
flavor.
Yeah, that's really good.
Mm-hmm. I could see these in a
It's more
bowl.
mild
Yeah.
than the mint that we're used to in the States. Like most of the mint candies in the States are, like you said, very intense.
Mm.
You know, like you crack that thing open and you're like slammed in the face with mint.
Mm-hmm.
This is much more smooth and builds over time in your mouth.
And mint is good for your health.
Oh, it's going to be hard to do something after a mint because now your mouth is minty.
Fair enough.
Okay, so this is a strawberry and cream cordial Idaho Falls. Okay, thingy-majingy. Okay, so let's try this. I see there's like peanuts in this, and I'm so glad I'm not allergic to anything sweet related.
And I've never tried this one, but my family says it's yummy.
Okay. Ooh, it looks yummy. Look at that. It's like a white, I almost want to say, what do you call it? Cluster of, almost one looks like oatmeal. And then it has straw. Ooh, that looks yummy. Okay, let's try this. Ooh, you can smell the peanuts. You're very true. You have very potent smells over here. Like you. It's a good thing I don't have like flu or something right now. Otherwise I couldn't have smelled anything. Okay. Oh, that's very sweet. I can taste the peanuts. It's not bad. I'm just not a big peanuts fan. I will tell you why. Because when I went to America, my first Christmas was spent with the host family that I lived with. And you have your Christmas stockings that you put stuff in. And so then I got like a lot of chocolates in there, and I was like, yummy, yummy chocolates. So I just started eating chocolates. And then that first bite was a Reese's peanut butter cup, but I didn't know it was a Reese's peanut butter cup. And so that unexpected like peanut butter flavor in your mouth, and I was just like, whoa. So the only time I really eat peanuts now, or peanut butter, is on my bread. So then I'm just like, no thank you. But this is really good for someone who loves peanuts, because you can definitely like taste the peanuts. You can taste the crunch.
I love the different shapes of those ones is why I picked those ones, because a lot of times candies, you think about bars or little pieces of candy or something, but this is like an English scone, but then it's not, it's candy, and it's
very true. It's very true. It does look like a scone. It's much sweeter. I love sweet stuff, but this is like really, really sweet. Very nice. Okay, try your rusks.
Buttermilk
Oma
rusk.
It's basically grandmother.
How do you say it?
Yes, so Oma is translation to grandmother in Afrikaans. And so we love rusks, because rusks would be something you eat in the morning. If you dunk it in your coffee, it softens, and then you eat it. And so people love doing that. I do not, because I will find crumbs at the bottom of my coffee or my tea. And I'm like, nope, that no way, Jose. I do not like that at all. Oh no, you want some hot something to dunk it in.
Yeah.
Because you can eat it hard or soft, which is, I like it. Yeah.
It has a good flavor to it. It has a very, it's like buttery.
It's like they soaked this in butter when they baked it. Put it in the cider.
Yeah.
And you have this buttered, delicious treat.
We love rusks. We love eating it. And you also get like different flavors. So that is a buttermilk, and I love my buttermilk. But you also get like ones where they have raisins in it, or you get like a bread. When you wake up and you just like broke up with your boyfriend, and then you feel you just want to stare at the sunrise. So you just grab a rusk, and then you sit outside and cry.
It would be a good tear dabber.
Yes, take your tears and dry it with your rusk.
It also brings in a different part of writing that we haven't talked about, is adding ambiance to your quiet moments. We all have that moment that we like to just curl up in front of the fire with what? Fill in the blank. What do they bring with them to bring that ambiance and that comfort or the quietness? Even in my books that are packed full of emotional distress, wars and angst, political discord, there's still those quiet moments.
It's true. And I think, food is so much a part of our lives, even if we don't think about it. If you write a novel that is in the present, then life is so quick and so fast paced. I mean, just look at all the fast food restaurants that we have. And so sometimes you just consume food without really actually tasting it or acknowledging it. Whereas other people or other cultures, food is life, food is culture, food is celebration.
There's that old saying, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So if you're writing romance and you're not using food, what are you even doing?
What are you doing? Wow. Now I have to go rewrite all of my novels. Thanks so much, Ross.
This has been amazing. And I love the names, the varied names that you have, because when I'm writing my fantasy stuff, sometimes I'll create these like fancy foods and things like that. But then I'm like, what do I name it? I like digging into other cultures and what they name things and use their names, because then it's kind of a call out, shout out to, hey, I see you over there. Well, I absolutely want to thank my wonderful husband for joining us today and for tasting the things I could not taste, because it made it that much more fun. getting your perspective as well. He's traveled into 40 different countries across the world, so his perspective on this sort of thing is always useful to me.
When you travel enough of the globe, you start to see how different cultures handle different things. For example, I really like the way the French do eating out. So when they go to eat out, it's basically a huge barn with all different types of food stations inside. It's really, really quite brilliant because there's something for everyone.
Nice.
We do like to keep things short here on Tea and Tales. Get your fingers back on the keyboard and your pens back on the paper.
And if you love what we do here, please go and follow us on Instagram and Facebook and Threads at Tea and Tales Podcast, and at Twitter/X and TikTok at Podcast Tea Tales. And go to that lovely purple icon on your device and go give us 5 stars so that we can go up, 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 up to the top. And keep on doing this and keep on exploring new cultures for our writing.
Happy snacking!
Bye!